Today we are here in New York and I have the pleasure of speaking with Cristian Arcangeli. He's the Vice President of Marketing, Commercial Strategy and Digital at Illy Caffè, one of the most iconic Italian coffee brands in the world. Under his leadership, Illy has not only stayed true to its heritage of quality and excellence, but has also managed to rapidly expand its presence in the US market. In just a few years, Illy grew its customer base fourfold by embracing its premium identity and building strong partnerships across digital and retail channels, including innovative collaborations with Amazon. In our conversation today, we will explore Illy's journey from its early challenges in the US to becoming a beloved premium coffee choice, the strategies that fuel this growth, and Cristian's own leadership lessons along the way. Here's Paula Macaggi, and this is episode 90 of my show. Welcome to OFFBounds. Cristian, welcome to OFFBounds. It's a pleasure to be here in New York with you.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited for this conversation.
Me too. Well, who isn't excited about good coffee, right?
Oh my God. So Illy is the right choice for sure. Illy is the best.
All right. So let's learn about Illy Coffee or Illy Caffè. I know the brand, of course, but many of our listeners might not know about it. How would you describe Illy Caffè for everyone?
So Illy Caffè is an established Italian coffee brand. We are around since 1933. We are a coffee base in the east, northeast coast of Italy, Trieste. It's a very small town. It's a beautiful town. And we stand for three things: quality, sustainability, and design art. These are the three pillars of the brand. We have strong roots with Italian heritage. So we really trust we are like our strong meaning is behind the coffee, the quality, the ritual, the lifestyle. So this is what Illy is. Ritual is lifestyle, is have a nice cup of coffee during your day and enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I'm a consumer and I enjoy it so much. And what is interesting is that it's an Italian brand, but in the US market, it wasn't that big until recently, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we are in the market since like 30, 40 years. So we were already here. We grew a lot in the last 3-4 years. We were perceived as a niche brand because we were not so well distributed as we are now. Now we are very well distributed. Our presence is quite big and we have a massive presence in digital.
So I, as a consumer, I was just in San Francisco, saw Illy Caffè, like that I can go and get my coffee. So there's the physical presence. I've bought it at Amazon as well when I need to get more capsules. And I also found it at Whole Foods. So I kind of see Illy everywhere. That's the distribution you're talking about, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there was a change 3 years ago. We were, as I said, very niche brand. We were not so well distributed. We expanded our distribution. We focused our strategy in building the brand, trying to touch as more customers as possible. So we went from few 100,000 of customers to millions of customers. Thanks to this strategy, we expanded first digitally, and now we are expanding a lot also the retail. The retail team is doing a fantastic job.
They are. We can stop seeing you everywhere. So that's a very good cause for the brand. But what was the biggest challenge there that you had to tackle?
So I think that there were two challenges. One was awareness and the other one was market penetration. So we were, as I said, a niche brand. A lot of American people already knew us because they were mainly traveling in Europe, because we are a very strong brand in Europe. In Italy, we are one of the biggest. We have a competitor. I will not say which one it is the competitor, but we have a competitor in Italy. And we have also in Europe other competitors. We are perceived as a premium luxury brand. Here in the United States, instead, we were perceived as a niche brand. Not a lot of people knew us. And so that was the first challenge. How we engage customers in order that they start to know the brand and they start to try the coffee, because we know that we stand for quality, so our quality is superior. The other thing was market penetration. We were not so well distributed because we were not showing numbers to the retailer, to all the players, wherever they were, that we were growing and we could grow in a premium segment.
So it was more into finding who your customers were here.
Yeah, exactly. We had to work on, try to understand who were our customer. And try to share with them a storytelling that was telling the story around the 3 pillars. And we found our customer. Our customer is a customer that is willing to buy the product no matter the price, no matter our price positioning, but they want to see something from us. We have to leverage our communication in the same way the luxury brands, like the big luxury Italian brands, push their communication. So they base the communication on pillars. And we have, as I said, quality, we have Italian heritage, we have sustainability, and we have art and design. So our customer is willing to spend more when we are able to communicate them these values, and we are able to show them for what we stand. And so the premium consumer is a consumer that is not like really interested about the price. Also, if our position is quite high, they are not interested about the price. They are interested about the quality of the coffee. They want to have a nice coffee.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly like me.
Great, good to hear. I love it. This is why I came to the podcast.
Yeah. And how was finding these customers, defining who they are?
So it's a mix of activity that we have done. So first of all, we started the segmentation, and the other one, we started to create a context of where they go to purchase, their purchase path. So the first one is obviously we target consumers, and we were trying to target at the beginning just consumers that were positioned, were like able to spend a certain amount of money, were interested in design, arts, luxury brand, etc. That was the first thing. The second one was try to understand what they buy, because it's not easy. This customer, they buy like in certain specific retailer. They don't buy everywhere. They go to Whole Foods. They buy also on Amazon. Also easy perceived from people like not like a very luxury place, but a lot of customer buy our product on Amazon. So it was like a mix of these two things. We were able at the beginning to test and learn. As curiosity is the word. So we are very curious and try to find them.
Yeah.
And when we found them, we essentially unlock the full potential of our business.
And how can you actually, because you positioned yourself as a luxury product, as you are, to this premium customer, this premium obsessed customers, let's say, is it possible to, keep the same message in all these channels?
Yeah,
it's
tough.
Yeah.
No, it's tough, absolutely. But it's tough as for, as I said,
everybody,
the luxury brand, all the luxury brand. It's like when you don't compromise around your pillars, the pillars of the brand, and what the story that you want to tell to the consumer, when you don't compromise on that, you are able to build a strong premium luxury brand. And that is what we did. We are very focused on our brand pillars. When we share and when we communicate with our consumer, we stay consistent. We have brand guidelines quite strict that are coming from HQ, and we stay very close to that guidelines. We never try to go, left and round to adapt ourselves to the retailer, to adapt ourselves to Amazon, or to adapt ourselves to, in general, the customer. We want to speak just with a certain type of customer. We want to be accessible to everybody, obviously, but we want to speak a certain language. We want to become the coffee that Americans think when they think about coffee.
That's very powerful. And that's how you got from a couple of 100,000 customers to...
It's a million.
Growing to 4 times that number, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we grew quite a lot. So we built our strategy starting from, I want to say, it's not the easiest place, but it's the easiest place because the customer goes always there, is Amazon. The people start the search experience from Amazon. It's a retailer. It's there where it's not Google for our product, is Amazon. So we were there at the beginning. And we start to engage with the customer in a very specific way because we use Amazon as a tool to drive brand awareness and not just conversion. So we were focused on the conversion. Conversion had to come. But at the beginning, we were very focused on brand awareness. We were focused on building the brand. We were focused to engage with customers. So we use a lot of tools like streaming TV, Prime Video, whatever, to build.
Yeah, tell me more about this partnership with Amazon. I think that's the first time you're talking about it here on OFFBounds, so that's very interesting.
So they are a very great partner for us. So we are approaching the relationship with two models, 1P, 3P. On one side, as I said, Amazon is a conversion platform, so we want to do business with them. But on the other side is a very strong brand awareness platform. They can help us to grow our business. They can help us to engage with consumers. And through streaming TV, as I said, Prime Video or whatever.
So ads on Prime Video, that's what
Yes, exactly. So we were promoting our video, promoting our, brand essence, short video, and we were pushing our products towards the customer that were I don't know, on Hulu, they were watching the streaming TVs, a series or whatever, we were there. And that made a huge difference because we were I can say quite surely that we were one of the first mover in our segment as a coffee to start to invest in very heavily in streaming TV, video, ads, etc. So they are a very strong partner because they gave us the possibility to grow our business, but on the other side, they gave us the tools to become relevant in the mind of the consumers.
Well, but that takes a little bit, to be one of the first movers, it takes a lot of courage to test things out. How was this figuring it out for you?
Yeah, it was, when you test, you have to build the trust in the organization because you are testing. You don't know the results, but you are curious. So you are you challenge yourself. You take some risk, I want to say. So we were, I can say this, as I said, quite for sure, we were one of the first or the first brand to invest in Premium TV last February when they launched the advertising on Prime Video. We were essentially one of the first. We trial. And the first test was not so successful. We said oh my God, we were gonna mess up. But after that, we started to engage with them. We started to build a relationship and we saw that we were going in the right direction. The results were coming.
Yeah, so it's almost like testing and then doubling down because it was successful.
Yes, exactly. And the other thing is that is when you test, you have to be disciplined to continue on that path without being scared about failing. Because if immediately when you say something that is not going in the direction that you were thinking, most part of the people, most part of the team, most part of the brand, they scale back. They say you know what, let's take back the money. We put it somewhere else where it's safer. We didn't do that. The tools we were using were not performing as we were expecting, but we continue to stay insisting and going in that direction.
Interesting. At first, when I thought you were engaging with Amazon, I was thinking more on the retail media side, right? Ads on Amazon, but the website when I'm purchasing. But you're actually going to the streaming channel, which is something very unique. I actually never saw any other brand doing that. So that's very... exciting.
No, it's very exciting. As I said, this was the beginning of our strategy because all the brands now is changing the mindset, but they see Amazon as a tool to convert. And they have display advertising, they have keywords, you can buy keywords, etc. You have sponsor ads. But at the end, the final goal of that tools is always to convert. We wanted a little bit, something more. And the people are moving very fast towards video, for video ads. YouTube is a case, but it's growing very well. And we couldn't invest in YouTube because we didn't have enough video base to fill the platform. So we said where the people are going, what the people are doing, where our customers are going. And so we started to invest in video ads. I think the most important part for me is understanding the consumers. When you are able to understand and engage with the customer where they are, you will succeed.
And it's so interesting because I lived in the US, I lived in also Italy, but in Europe in general for the last 10 years. And I think the consumer journey is so different. Now I am buying a lot of things for my new house, right? So Amazon is the first place I go. While in Europe, I'll never do that. I'll probably go to a store to explore. And here I have the access to Amazon. So I see how that works a lot for the consumer in the US. I think that's very interesting.
Absolutely. It's a completely different market, completely different consumer behaviors. And it's essentially, it's the customer that dictate to the brand where to go, where to invest. It's not vice versa. We should invest where the customer is. And we should invest where our customer target is.
Yeah, so like you had these 30-something years in the US market, but it was this last 3 years that you saw this boom of growth. You think that, as I understand, identifying who your customers are, what is their journey, and Amazon was kind of like the beginning of this journey of growth?
Yeah, exactly. So everything starts with the customer. Now, having an understanding of the customer can help us as a brand to grow and to engage with them. So when we have clear to the people we want to speak with, we don't compromise, as I said, in content, and we share the true story and never change the true story because we want to adapt to some customer in some platform, and we stay like very consistent
communication.
That is like the path for growing. And we, as you said, we started on Amazon, but that was just the beginning. Now we are an omnichannel company. Omnichannel is fundamental part of our organization, our business, etc. And we have to stay consistent cross channels in order to continue to grow.
How many Illy Caffè stores?
Yeah, we have more than 20 around the United States. We have like a strong presence in Europe. In general, as I said, we are becoming an omnichannel company. We invested a lot in digital and we built our growth because as a company here in the United States, at the beginning, we were thinking that when I first joined the United States team, I was in charge just of like the digital business and the customer experience. So we built our brand around the digital because it was the fastest way to scale up and to engage a consumer. It's very difficult with physical to engage new customer. And so we started there, we grow our business, we gain distribution in the retail, we gain Horeca partner, the team are doing a great job on like gaining new customer. And after doing that, we start to double down in communication cross-channel. We start to invest a lot in retail.com, we start to invest a lot with Whole Foods, we started to show our brand, not just only in the digital, but also in the other channels. And that helped us to we had the first boost in sales coming from digital that arrived to, it's not a ceiling because we are still growing 3 times the market. But after that, now we are growing through 3 times the market also in the other channels because in general, when you gain customer and the quality of your coffee is recognizable and is not
and you're retained by the quality too.
It's the quality that retains the customer, and obviously we have to be good to have a storytelling, to have whatever, but we have to be good to continue to say the same story to these customers.
That's so exciting. It was a journey for you.
It was a journey. It was a long journey. 3 years, they look like 10 now.
Well, I know how that feels. It's been 2 years for OFFBounds, and I got a lot of gray hair because of it.
So you can understand.
Different type of scale. But looking back, what do you think were the biggest lessons from this journey?
The biggest lesson where you have to be very disciplined, as I said before. You have to have discipline in identify the goals and follow that goals. Because it's in the United States mainly, also in Europe, and the United States, you have so many opportunities in the market. The people come to you every week, every month. I always ask, proposing you something, say like, oh, I have this is new, this is coming, AI, whatever. But you have to be very disciplined. You have to be very focused on what you are doing, very focused on your goal. That was for sure 100% the first thing I learned when I came to the United States.
To not get distracted by all the...
Exactly, by all like the surrounding. Just being very focused and see your goals and trust to the way you identify to achieve that goal. That is very important. And this is what I learned.
Yeah, and I think like... in terms of being consistent with the brand that you just shared in this episode, it's very like you can't just put your brand in any supermarket, or like you have to be consistent with the message, right? Like on what you have to do. That's why you have to be so focused.
Yeah, 100%. Essentially, all the channels, all the levers, they have to work together towards one unique direction. As I said, I always like also to my team and here in the United States to the organization, I always like to do the comparison between us and the luxury brand. Because the luxury brand, they have mainly direct to consumer, like they have a relation very one-to-one with the customer. We don't have it because we have a retailer, but we have to leverage the same way of communication if we want to engage with customer and we want to grow. So consistency in messages, consistency in content, consistency in what we are doing outside, installation, whatever, it's key to build the success.
We were talking before the show about the coffee lifestyle in Italy that you're trying to position the brand. Like, I mean, you're not trying to, you have this position of the brand. How do you describe this coffee lifestyle that Italians have?
It's wonderful. No, I'm joking. So, it's a ritual. The coffee is a ritual in Italy. What I discovered when I came to the United States, not a critic to the United States, but the coffee here is a routine. I need a coffee to start my day. I need a coffee when I walk. I need a coffee when I arrive at the office. So it's not a ritual. I need the coffee because my mind is telling me that will help me to boost my day and to go fast as the city like New York requires. In Italy, instead, is a ritual. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is like waking up, prepare my breakfast, drink my coffee, have my espresso after my breakfast.
Do you do it the...
I have the espresso machine,
Okay,
with the grinder, everything. So I do my coffee, I drink my coffee. So the Italian heritage, the Italian culture behind the coffee is, first of all, ritual. Second is community. Because you go to a cafe in Italy, you go to cafes to drink your coffee because you know that in that cafe you will find some of your friends, I remember when, like my family, me, my grandparents, so when you used to go to coffee places, and my dad is from a small place, small town out of Rome, when you used to go to coffee places, you were sure that you could find always the same people there drinking a coffee. So it's a ritual, and it also gives you a sense of community. This is very important for the Italian.
So when you accepted this role, we were like, yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
And what's like like we go to many of the same events. I'll see you next at grocery shop. What is next for the brand? Because I think like there's just so much technology, so many things so many distractions and buzzwords coming your way. Like what should be next for Illy Caffè?
We want to continue to grow, but stay very focused on our brand pillars. We want to be I cannot say the other word. There is a famous water company brand that is recognized as the water company. Whenever you want a water, you say like that brand. It's a sparkling water.
Yeah.
As we want to be the same for the coffee. When Americans think about coffee, our goal is that they think about Illy.
I have a CEO coming to the office. I need a good coffee
I need a good Illy coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's gonna see that I have Illy coffee. He's gonna be impressed.
This is what we want to do. This is where we want to go. We want to continue to invest and going in this direction. We have to become the coffee that the people think when they think about coffee.
And are you using any type of technology together?
Oh yeah, it's like we are trying to get into AI, but we are a very traditional brand, so we are very careful on what we do. As I said, we always use tools that speak with our customers. We never leverage tools because they are on trend, because we just want to speak with customers. That is our priority. So we choose tools, we choose technology to speak with our customers. So AI, we are starting to use it. We are starting to use it to optimize our advertising investments, and that is becoming very successful. Scaling up, the models are working better, like the capabilities are becoming great. But we don't want to exceed, because when you exceed, you become like more a tech company and you do the mistake I was telling you at the beginning. Yeah. You are not disciplined. We want to be disciplined.
You don't focus so much on the final vision, the final goal.
So you miss the final goal, that is the ambition to grow, and the ambition to grow in certain way.
Yeah. And Cristian, you have such a fascinating story. So you were in Italy, now you are in the US. You're bringing your coffee heritage lifestyle to a country that is adopting it. What would be your advice to other people that you've learned in your career?
I have to say, first one, curiosity. 100%. You have to be curious to challenge yourself. You have to be curious to learn more. You have to be curious to test. You have to be curious to look towards the future in order to become like a manager, become like a leader. This is the first thing. The second, I said before, and I repeat it, is discipline. Because too much curiosity leads to lose the direction where you are going. So if you are disciplined and you are curious, you are able to achieve the goal, because the curiosity gives you the opportunity to try new things, gives you opportunity to learn more, but the discipline gives you like the road to achieve a goal. The other thing that is very important to me is team management. I think that the people that are around me, the people that work with me every day, they need to feel empowered. So I grew up, fortunately, because it's not for all the people, but I grew up in a space where my manager always empowered me. I started in Gucci, after went to Diesel. I work in an advisory company. So, but the people empowered me. I was able to take decisions. I was able to take risks. I was able to break boundaries. And this is another thing.
It's like autonomy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
There is like a quote that I really loved, and I always love. I remember when I was young, I was a super fan of the Chicago Bulls. There was Phil Jackson was the coach, and he said once, the strength of a team are each individuals. Each individuals are the strength of a team. I think this is what defines me. I think that if you want to go towards a goal, you need to have each individual able to take decision, to act fast, to break boundaries. But on the other side, you need to have like a team that works together. Because if we work together towards a goal, I'm quite sure that we will achieve it. So
I had to be a little bit off bounds, I think.
Exactly. Exactly.
Cristian, that's amazing. I can't wait to have another coffee after this conversation. And I can't wait to actually to go to Italy and have, what is the name of the town?
The town of Trieste.
Yeah.
Trieste. It's a wonderful city. You should go there. It's very lovely. It's up on a hill on the sea. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You should go there.
I lived in Castellabate.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That I was not expecting Castellabate from you. But if you go to Trieste, it's so strong, the coffee culture in Trieste, that there is like Illy Caffè roasting. That is where we roast our coffee. You will feel the smell of the coffee roasting all around the city, because there is our biggest plants there.
You are the perfect person for this role then.
Yeah, because I'm honestly very Italian. This is why I'm honestly very Italian. And, as I said before to you off camera, it's like I have an American wife, but I'm still like proud to be Italian. I try to convince my wife to become Italian.
Do you drink different coffee in the morning?
Absolutely. I drink my espresso. She drinks like all the mix, almond milk, oats. Thing that's to me is like, as I said, tradition wins always for me. But I accept it and I understand the market. And we as a brand, me as a manager of this brand in the United States, I have to think to the American consumer. I don't have to change them. I have to think about them. So we have to push our pillars, but on the same way, we have to engage with them in their way. So we have to adapt ourselves to the market in order that they can enjoy a great cup of Illy coffee.
Well, I posted on my Instagram that I was going to interview Illy Caffè, and I got a lot of people, oh my God, I love them. So whatever you're doing is working, and it's great to hear this story. Thank you so much for coming, and can't wait to see more of your success.
Thank you very much. It was great to be in here, and thank you for having me.